Hey guys, and welcome back to Tremor Trail. Today's trail is going to be right outside of Kingman, Arizona in the Hualapai Mountains. This is a really fun trail that not a lot of people have talked about. It's kind of a diamond in the rough. This is about a 30-mile long shelf road that you climb up out of the desert with a lot of historical mines on this trail. This is a good one. Let's go check it out. Flag Mine Trail, also known as American Flag Mine Trail, in the Hualapai Mountains right outside of Kingman, Arizona. The trail itself is 34 miles. It's going to take you 6 to 8 hours to get this one done. What can we expect out on this trail? You have some small rock gardens, some severe ruts and spots, but your main contender is going to be the long shelf road over 30 miles. The modes I used were 4 high mud ruts and 4 low rock crawl. As far as highlights go, you're going to have the Boriana Mine, which is in the beginning of the trail, and the rest is really just the mountain scenes that you get. This is more of a pass-through trail compared to a destination trail. Our cameras have stabilizers on them, so the hills are not going to appear steep, and the bumps are not going to be as rough. And remember that we review this trail and every trail at the end of our video. Now let's go check it out. The goal was to find a cool place to camp out on this trail, and about an hour down the trail we found a really nice camping spot secluded from the wind for the most part. We got a good night's rest and got ready to tackle the full trail in the morning, with our first stop being the Boriana Mine. What you're looking at here is a piece of American history. This is the Boriana Mine. The Boriana Mine pretty much helped us win World War I and World War II. It was the second largest producing tungsten mine in the country. They also found gold, silver, and copper here. The mine was in its heyday in the 1915s and then again in the 1930s, but by the late 40s it was pretty much called off. A couple of companies tried to come in late in the 1970s, but it was just no good, and by 1980 they had decommissioned it altogether. It's crazy to think that this little mine helped us win a world war. I mean, what a feat. There's something about these old mines that just take me back. I don't know if it's because I can imagine what it used to be like back then, but I just feel so attached to these old structures. Anyways, though, from here on out, moving forward, we are nothing but shelf road as we get up into these mountains and explore what they're all about. After several hours of riding the ridge in this shelf road, you get over to the other side. We only have one other mountain that we got to get over to get to the bottom of this trail. But man, what a beautiful trail. It's a diamond in the rough, I'm telling you guys. If you ever get to this part of the country, check this one out. Now it's time for a whole other scenic change as we get into some snow and actually into some trees as we cross over the final leg of this journey and get back to civilization. hope you guys enjoyed that. This is one to put on your list if you are in this area. Of course, it's right outside of Kingman, Arizona, off of Interstate 40. Like I said, not a lot of people have talked about this one, and I'm glad I found it. I definitely consider it a diamond in the rough. At the beginning of the trail and at the end of the trail, there are places where you can camp. I would probably break this up into 2 days, but you could get through it in 1 day. Like I said, we probably got 4 to 5 miles into the trail, slept, and then finished the trail up as the sun was going down the next day. Of course, what we do on this channel is rate all of our trails, being fun, fear, technical, and scenery. This is going to be our first 4x4 trail, I believe. For fun, this was a pretty fun trail because it had different things on it. Really, I think what I enjoyed most about it was the beginning. There were some challenging sections where you had some ruts and some rock gardens that you had to kind of navigate over. Nothing super severe. And then you climb up onto the shelf road, and in moments the shelf road is super tight and you got to be paying complete attention, and other times the shelf road kind of widened out a little bit. So what I enjoyed about the trail and what made it fun for me is that there were moments where you just could chill out and enjoy the scenery, and there was moments where you had to be paying attention to what was really going on. Those are the kind of trails that I enjoy. So for me, it's a solid 4 for fun. That leads us into fear. This is going to be a fearful road. 30 miles of this trail is nothing but shelf road with pretty vast exposure in certain spots on the shelf road. There's even old cars that had fallen off of the cliff that kind of sobers you up for a moment and goes, dang, you know, like danger is lurking. If you don't have a lot of experience with shelf roads, I probably wouldn't recommend this one as being your first one because you are so exposed and it is such a long shelf road. So for fear, it's going to be getting a solid 4 because of the exposure on the shelf roads. That leads us into technical. This is going to be a technical trail because at the beginning, like I mentioned, you have some ruts that you got to navigate, a few little rock gardens, nothing super severe, but then you get onto the shelf road itself. The shelf road, like I just mentioned, does get very tight in some spots, and so tire placement is critical. You also have some extremely steep grades when you're on the ridge, 14, 15% at some times, and going back down. They're short, but they are technical in certain aspects as far as knowing how to navigate that kind of terrain with the loose rock and those steep grades going up and down. So for that reason, it's going to get a technical rating of the whole trail of a solid 4. That leads us into scenery. This was a beautiful trail because it was so diverse, just like everything else that I've mentioned on the trail. You start down in the desert, you're in the cactuses, you're in the red rocks, you climb up past the big mine, you get onto the shelf road, you're up into the scrub brush, and then you keep climbing, you get up into some trees, you get over the other side of the ridge, you get into some snow and into some pine trees. It was just so diverse. Also, there was a section that I wasn't able to really show you on the drone. For some reason, one of my drones screwed up. It was really windy that day, but you drive a saddle for a couple miles where on both sides you're just seeing for 20-30 miles because of this tight little ridge that you're on. That was so cool. It was a beautiful trail all the way around. I really enjoyed it. It's getting a solid 4. As you can tell, I'm a little bit under the weather. I have that China virus going on. I'll be fine. Thank you guys so much for watching these videos and putting up with my clogged up nose as I got through this. If you have any questions or comments, hit me up down below regarding this trail or any trail you've seen. Sincerely, thank you guys for watching these videos, and until next time, we hope to see you guys out there on the trails. Bye.